Self-discipline is the greatest form of self-love. When you want to start investing in self-discipline, that means that you are at a place where you understand that the greatest way that you can love yourself is to sacrifice the things that are not useful for you and invest your time in doing the things that can help you build a better tomorrow. Hi, my name is Akanksha and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about conquering the battle that is self-discipline. Now let me make one thing clear to you. Usually it's not intentions that are the problem. If a person recognizes that they need self-discipline in their lives, then they already know that they want to commit to something. It's not that they enjoy the disorderliness or the lack of discipline. It's the mere fact that they are not able to achieve self-discipline. They just don't know how. So in today's video, we're not going to be talking about the problems. We're not going to be talking about the failures. We are going to talk about the solution. We are going to find out how you can achieve self-discipline. So I've prepared 5 steps for you, really easy ones that are going to help you master yourself and conquer this battle that is self-discipline. So let me take you on to the battlegrounds and I'll show you how exactly you can do this. Step number 1. Why do you want to win? Before you fight the battle, before you even go into the battlegrounds, it's very necessary that one knows why they want this victory. What does this victory mean to them? Why is it so important? You need to know why you want to commit to this. What pushes you, what motivates you towards achieving this thing. When you find out, according to your needs, what is your biggest motivation, write it down. You might have heard this from many people that writing down your commitments, your goals, your motivations is very important. Research has shown that those who write down their goals, their commitments and motivations are a whopping 42% more likely to achieve them. What happens when you write down these things is that you take them from abstract into concrete. It was a mere thought, a mere idea in your head, and what you have done is you have written it down on a piece of paper and transformed it into a reality that you can visualize. This helps you to cement your responsibility towards that commitment. Step number 2, understanding your opponent. It is said that you must never underestimate your opponent. Your opponent in this case is the area of your life over which you are trying to achieve self-discipline. You need to collect as much information as you can about that. For example, if it is healthy eating you're trying to commit to, find out all the information that you can, do as much as research as possible, and find out all the detrimental effects of packaged foods, of outside foods, of processed foods that can cause harm to your health. All of the ingredients, all of the additives, all of the preservatives that may be added to your food, things that we don't even know about. And also find out the alternatives that you could use in place of those foods. After you have collected all of this information, be sure again to write it down. Again, when you write this down, it will act as a reminder to you. It will act as a motivational factor to you in those times where you feel most tempted. Step number 3, prepare your battle strategy. Now we can say that you are well equipped with your armor and your weapons. That is your motivation and your research. Now it's time to prepare your action plan. Be sure to create an action plan that describes very well and exactly how you plan to go about this thing. Like, what is the time slot that you have given yourself to practice this? How much time are you going to devote to this? How many days are you going to give yourself to form this habit? What exactly are you going to do? Don't just reassure yourself in your mind that, yeah, I'm going to do it. No. Always have a detailed description about how exactly you plan to do it. For example, if you want to exercise more, you want to concentrate on your body fitness, then you could create a timetable that will assign each of your tasks to a specific time slot, ensuring that the time that you have put aside for your exercise will not be taken over by any other task. Or you could perhaps set out your equipment before bed at the foot of your bed so that when you wake up in the morning, there is no way for you to avoid that exercise. One could also think of not buying a bus pass or a train pass and rather investing in a cycle so that they could cycle to work. In another example, if it's healthy eating that you want to invest in, then you could remove all of the unhealthy foods from your house, things that could potentially tempt you. Remove all of those things from your home and replace them with healthier alternatives. I also have something that is called as the 5-second rule. When you are in this place of achieving self-discipline, chances are that you already know what exactly is right and wrong and what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to avoid. The problem occurs when you are faced with a choice and then one part of your brain is trying to tell you not to do that, and another part of your brain is reasoning why it's okay to do it just once, why it's okay just to have that little bite of cake or that little piece of cake, why it's okay to watch one more hour of TV because it's a weekend. You need to avoid that reasoning process. You need to make sure that you don't give your brain time to reason with you. In the first 5 seconds that you are faced with this problem, with this choice, just take a deep breath, think about your commitments, think about why you have started this, think about why this is so important to you. Then make a decision of not doing it. Say it out loud to yourself with authority that no, I am not gonna do this, and walk away from that place. Thus, ensuring that your brain does not get more time to reason with yourself. In these ways, you could try to make a proper battle strategy that suits you. Remember that there is no hard and fast rule. Step number 4. There is strength in numbers. When going to fight a battle, nobody goes alone. They go with an entire army. The same case with you. A really good idea is to do it with a friend or a family member that can act as an accountability partner for you. When you tell your goals and your commitments and your plans to someone else, they can keep an eye on you and your behavior, and that will ensure that you won't be able to give excuses all the time. It's easy to give excuses to ourselves and reason with ourselves, saying why we don't want to do that thing today or why we want to go off of our commitments. But you can't always give reasoning to other people, especially when that person is determined to help you in your goal. You could also have a friend who shares the same goal. For example, if you want to commit to going to the gym, if that's the place where you want to discipline yourself, then if you have a friend or a gym buddy who shares the same goal, you both could go together and act as accountability partners for one another. This will also help to make this process more enjoyable for you and for that buddy. The last step, step number 5. Track your progress and celebrate your success. It takes at least 21 days to form a habit. At least. That is, if you are consistent in those 21 days. This may or may not work for everybody. Some people may need more time. Some people may be able to form the habit in a less amount of time. But what's important is that you have to track your progress. Create a chart for yourself in a specified number of days that you have given yourself for this commitment, and label the days in which you have achieved success over your distractions and disciplined yourself, and label the days that you have failed. The aim is to have more successful days than failure days. So at the end of that period, of that specified time, maybe a month, you could go back and you could check. How many days have I successfully said no to my temptations and disciplined myself? How many days have I failed to do so? And you could think back to what may be the reason that might have caused you to go astray. You can fix it and you can do better next time. Remember that you may not achieve self-discipline in the first go, nor the second, maybe not even the third, but be consistent. Remember to celebrate your success. Reward yourself. You have been working hard. No matter how insignificant the progress might seem in the beginning, you're gonna get there. Reward yourself some way that does not hinder your progress. If you are trying to eat healthy, don't reward yourself by eating a cake. That's like taking 2 steps forward and falling back 3. But reward yourself nonetheless. This will keep you motivated to pursue your goal. Okay folks, so this is it. Remember that self-discipline is like a muscle that needs to be exercised. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Be consistent in your efforts and surely you will achieve mastery over yourself. If you like this video and you appreciate the content that I'm trying to make for you all, be sure to like it, be sure to comment down below and share this to other people that you think will find it useful. Thanks for watching.